Hey guys, it's Dark Siege. I'm going to give you a quick Pass 7 update, and I'm going to go over a couple things. One, how I prep for battles with objective, and how I prep for battles when there's no objective, and you'll see how the difference of the fight that I do. I'm also going to show you two quick fights, and then one I did for instruction where I sad face, and I called it before it happened, because I want you guys to understand when there's not an objective, you really have to pay attention, and that's most likely when you're going to sad face. All right, here's my plug. In the last couple of days, if you've seen something on your phone that says you have a toll charge pending, a UPS package needing your attention, or law enforcement action is pending, please like and subscribe. Past 7, and we're just going back and forth. I mean, there's no real objectives, and I gotta say, for at least a day and a half, nobody cared who had the pass. Like, it wasn't even filled. And so people are just trying to get, KP points, maybe drain the enemy if we take better trades, right? Those type of situations. And the first couple days, this is what I did, right? Like most people, 50% expansion, and you're typically people use that 24-hour 10% defense, but I use the attack since in this KVK we have the new tech and I want more attack. When I do the scrub battles, right, very rare, but this past 7, the last 18 hours, I go out with a 25% expansion, and I can use the 5% defense I have here or the 5% attack, and then you're golden, right? Some of the fights that you see coming up are at the 25% expansion, with I think I have a 12-hour defense at 5%. Okay, when I go out, obviously, I use the 50% expansion, gives me around 430. And let me show you here. So in this formation for this armament, this is what I have. And in this place, I have Fearsome, which is 1% extra attack damage, right? Extra damage, there you go. And not bad. When I go out just one march only, I call it my altar march, fight at the altar, only one, use, confirm, details. That changes the drilled and devious. Now, why don't I have it here all the time? Well, because the other guys like using it, right? And I save it for John and Steven because they do skill damage, and I try to be a little bit efficient. And then if I go the one march, like I told you, like what you will see, that's when I change my armaments. All right, how about we check out some fighting? Okay, the theme here is there's no objective, and I want you just to watch how the fights change very quickly because people are not trying to get an objective. And I just want you to see a little gameplay. I move around, I go back. You really have to be very pensive, strategic, like you're more on edge during these types of battles than any other. Because the ball will move a lot more because we're not trying to get an objective. This is people just trying to get KP. Showing you how close, one gets. And then when I go back, that's my first, okay, I'm going back, and then I'm going back to territory. That's what I'm doing. The first one was just to get, hey, I'm going backwards. And the second is on territory, so I speed up. It gets me away quicker, and then I can set up if I want to look around. I'm very, very hesitant to like plot back down and set up because I know the ball's moving. People are near the edge. It's moving too quick. And so, you just want to get out. You always got to watch your backside. And on this one, they made the mistake of targeting me, and that's when I saw that they were coming. And I decided that I was in a position that if I tried to move, I was going to die anyways, and I held it out. But look where I don't see it, right? I'm looking down and to the right, and then I'm targeting. I'm like, wait, that's kind of weird, right? I don't see anybody near me. I got scouted. All right. And then boom, look at the top left. Look at that top left. I don't even see it. I'm like, oh shit, here they are. You gotta pay attention. That's the backside, right? And so I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm here. And then, yeah, they had my back on that. They didn't have to, right? But we are doing objective. We're trying to get the flag. but you got to watch your backside. And it's like, okay, do I stay here and help because he's fighting him, and then he comes back? I'm like, all right, I'm just at this point I'm in. If I die, I die. That's fine. But I'm gonna target, and then another group comes and helps, and gets them away from me. And they hit me a little bit, but I still overall I think I was somewhere in the area of 350, 400. Because I had long battles, and that's what really helped out versus one, bunch of short battles, right? I'm still targeting, right? Then you see people on the top right coming over, right? You just really have to pay attention when 3 sides of you are the enemy. And this is about the time it's like, this is time to get out of here. Look at that, we got the flag. And that's another thing. As soon as the flag happens, you got to bounce because everybody leaves. They do not wait for siege once that flag hits. You hit the flag, it starts to burn, everybody bounces. You have to really pay attention. That's enough of that. Here's the battle reports from the 2 fights. The first one was 350, the one where I was at the gate, and the one where they got me from the blind side. I still was at 480. Look at it. I still got some good stats because there were long fights. In the long fights, man, siege does well. Here's the stats on the 350, a mil. Getting back to field battles in this situation, right? Pass 8, Kingsland is going to open soon. And look at the field presence, right? There's not a lot. Again, why I chose to go 25% expansion and 5% defense. But this is the time that you really can get caught out of position as a siege march because nobody's really committed because there's no objective. There's no reason to be committed, right? They're only committed to getting KP, right? They're just trying to get good KP points. And so they don't want to take crazy, I'm going to tank right now. Like, there's no reason to tank. We're not doing anything. I mean, we're hitting some flags here and there, right? I think we've got a timer for one of them, like 10 minutes or something, right? Okay, and we'll get that, and we didn't get much of a challenge last time, and, but these trades right here, another 6-man march comes out by one person, and this completely swings, right? And they could all bail, and then you're caught out of position as a siege player. This is really dangerous. And so you really have to understand the goals at the time, so you know what you're doing out here. All right, I'm at the gate. Let's come on out. And already, you see everybody's health? It's low. They're looking to get out of there, and so am I, and restock. You have to pay attention to everybody else's health, right? They are not looking, right, to get into battles. They just fought, right? They could have had phenomenal trades, but now they're going to go, refresh. And you, as a siege march, be like, oh, I'm going to go out there and take a stand, and they're going to back me. Why in the hell would they? Right? You just got to be smart, is what I'm saying. But this is a lot of sometimes what the grind is for siege is watching other people fight while you wish you could be involved, right? And a little, see, they'll fight for a second march or something, they could turn around, and if they turned around, these guys bail. But in this one, we have more people coming, so they're going to bail, right? It's very simple right now because there's no real objective outside of just getting KP. And as soon as I go out there, someone's going to leave. It's the tale of siege. Watch, I'm going out there, and they're running away. It happens all the time. And if I set up, are they committed to helping me? No. Right? And let's just see what happens. Now, they could bail, and I get burnt. But we're filming. So be it. And these guys are not in my... Oh, this one is. He's in my alliance. We're running 3 alliances right now, even though there's 4 of us. And you got to be smart. I may get hit at the end of this. Boop. Okay, everybody was bailing and they stopped. So then you gotta, okay, I see Rias coming out. Rias is part of my crew. We can do this. You have to ask yourself, is this part of the fighting that is worth it? Right? Like, is it worth coming out here and risking all 330, 400,000 troops for a couple kill points? A couple. I'm not going to get a huge amount of kill points in this. Okay, let's get to safety and I'll show you the kill points I got in that. 325. Like, that's not a lot for risking all my troops, right? If that was 3.2, okay, that's a different story. But that's not what you get out here. When you get these battles just like this, you have to be very sketchy as a siege player. Again, understand there's no objective outside of getting KP. And to be fair, they have no allegiance to me, right? Like, they're out there fighting. They see a siege march. Oh, I got to protect the siege march? That's not their job. Their job is to get KP. Now, if we're trying to fight and get a goal and we're all standing together, you know, boom, yeah, I will got your back, you got mine. That's not what's going on right now. You just have to realize and recognize. It's like when you know, people say read the room, read the fight, right? You really have to read the fight in these situations. And it's been almost a day and a half of fighting like this. For as much time as I have put in, I have gotten very little in return as far as KP. I got all of it in zone 5. A little bit here. Let's see what I got. I'm at 22 million. I want to say when we started this zone, I was at 17. 17 and change maybe. And so let's say 18. I got 4.5 million. That's for 4.5 million for a day and a half, 2 days of being on a ton and not a lot to show for it. Right? And I've gotten wiped way more than I care to admit. But this is the type of fighting that you see a lot. And I wasn't going to record any fighting during this time period, and I haven't recorded much, to be honest with you. But the more I thought about it, the lack of fighting and the watching, I mean, it doesn't make for great content. But if you're a true Siege player, this is what you go through. The shenanigans, the bullshit. They're like, hey, we're setting up here, and then some dude creeps around from this side to get you. I've had that happen so many times. Your head is on a swivel when you're playing Siege. And the second you don't pay attention, somebody's going to get you. And I've had it. I've had it to where, like, you know, oh, good girl, go get him. It's my dog. See how people are already bailing. All right, let's take a position, but let's watch it for a second. Oh, see how those coming in? Nope. You got to look at the others. Now it's like 2 to 3. They have a third more troops. Now, I got Insta coming in here, who is part of my alliance. And once he gets here, I'd be happy to drop. Let's see what happens. Let's play a game. Will Dark Siege die? Let's see. Let's set up. And we're in it. Most people are bailing. Well, let's do it. I can tell you in about 3 seconds, people are going to start turning around. What did I say? What did I say? Called it. See, I stayed on longer because I was recording, but this is what you're going to see. And again, no allegiance to me. Like, we're just doing KP fighting, right? I mean, they may come back for a second to kind of give me some room, but that's what happens if you don't pay attention. And that wipe, I called it. Like, I'm doing it because I was showing you that's what can happen if you're not paying attention. Didn't I tell you in a couple of seconds they were going to turn? It's because in this type of fighting, again, there's no objective. And I want you guys to really understand that wipe, not orchestrated, but I knew it was going to happen because you got to read the room. You got to understand they're not there to ride or die. They're there just to get their KP. Understand that. All right, let's see what that beautiful battle report looks like. 36, right? That's what it looks like. And even my high ones, there's not high numbers. Oh, that was that's not mine. That is a rally. Yeah. Okay. 3.7. We had a point where we actually had a good battle, so that's not a good one. But that's higher than normal. What is this? This is a battle report. Battle report. Battle report. I think battle report. Okay, yeah, this is me. 50%. 42 kill points. Deadlocked at 29. Ooh, did I have a good one? Ooh, I'm unstoppable with 83,000 kill points. 2.5. But, okay, look at all the bullshit before that. $288, and I got 17%, right? 91%, 1.1, right? Deadlock. I was messing around here with some epics and siege. I mean, epics and siege. Epic with legendary, the siege mix-ups, just to kind of like mix them around a little bit, see how they would do. And I got hit on these. It wasn't these aren't fair representations. I would say I would get anywhere from 200 to 300 if I didn't get the shit kicked out of me like it happened, right? But I want you to notice all the low kill points. That's what happens when you fight a lot of siege, right? The 733, that's a good day right now. I'm telling you, these battles are so fucking twisty and turny. And then if you get caught out of position, you were doing so great, and then boom, they got you. All right, I just want to make this quick video so you understand how in battles where there's no objective, it is the sketchiest time for siege. Okay, and that was very clear about how I got sad-faced. And I knew it was going to happen, but hopefully I get some likes out of it. So if you got this far, give me a like. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little video about sketchy field battles. All right. Talk to you later. Range rocks. Bye.